This is Tim Rogers with the Blue Madness Experience, a production of Dodgers 2080. I have with me right-handed pitcher Peter Heubeck. He's currently with the Great Lakes Loons. Tough for me to say that three times. Great Lakes Loons, Great Lakes. Peter Heubeck with me. Peter, welcome to the channel.
Thanks. Yeah, thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
All right, so Pete's had a really, his season last year. You were promoted to Great Lakes, and this year, we've seen a lot of good progress with you. Um, I mean, just currently, and I'm looking over here, current numbers. 14 games with 14 starts. So Pete is a starting pitcher. He's not a reliever. 58.1 innings, only 37 hits, only 3 dongs given up, 183 batting average against, and 81 strikeouts. So, I mean, you do strike out a lot of guys. I mean, last year in 85.2 innings, you struck out 107. But this year, the hits against are so low, and the strikeout rate does seem to be up. So, what are some things that you brought in, lessons learned from last year to bring into this year with your success so far?
Yeah, I think when I got called up to Great Lakes, it took me a little bit last year to get kind of settled in, but I felt like last year I hit a good rhythm kind of toward the end of the year. And kind of just like with that, then getting the off season, putting on some weight, kind of seeing some stuff tick up a little bit. Um, I think that just has been really helpful for me this season. And yeah, just really making sure I attack hitters. And I think it being my third season, I just feel more confident on the mound in general. So I think that helps too.
Yeah, and for reminders of people, you came in as a draft pick at a high school, and
Right.
so it's different. I mean, you're at the same levels in some ways as the college guys, and I do know the Dodgers definitely they baby you high schoolers. I mean, I
Yeah.
watched that last year with Peyton Martin. I think he's a teenager
Hmm.
right now.
He is.
Um, and I saw it with you. They would, for I think the first time I saw you pitch, it was probably 2+ innings, 50 pitches, or 3+ innings to 50 pitches. And it seems like they do that. So it
Right.
seems like the reins have been taken off. Um,
Hmm.
I mean, just looking at your number of starts, you're averaging what, about 5 innings a game or so?
Yeah, I mean that's the goal. Every time, I got my pitches, I can throw 90 pitches in a game now, which is really cool. And we're about around there. But yeah, I mean the goal every time I go out there is to throw five or more. So that's what's been going through my mind this season.
Yeah, getting a lot of strikeouts, obviously, that's throwing more pitches. Uh,
Right.
and then they're not making a lot of contact if you we're only seeing a 183 batting average again. So it seems like maybe as the levels go up, maybe there'll be quote a little bit more contact. Hopefully it's all soft. And you can throw more innings, but it seems like there's more of a dominance this year that the batters are obviously not having their way with you at all this year.
Yeah, I'm super happy with the start with the kind of first half of the season that I've had. Um, I really think just like I have way more confidence on the mound this year with all my pitches really. And I think it helps a lot that I was here at the end of the year last year in Great Lakes. And yeah, I've just been feeling really confident on the mound way more than I have in the past, and it's a good feeling.
Do you have any pitches that have gotten better over the last year or two that you'd go, oh, that's one of the things that's making a difference?
Yeah, for sure. I think it's a combination of fastball velocity ticking up a little bit and just being way more confident with the slider and even the changeup. I think the slider's been a huge part. That was a pitch that I added last year, so it's kind of the second year around I've had it, which is super helpful for me, just like getting more comfortable with it.
Yeah, it seems like if you're a Dodger, you're eventually going to throw a slider, it seems like.
Yeah, I knew it was going to happen. I just needed to get game reps in.
Yeah, and I think also they're again back to the coming out of high school. I mean, there's a difference between an 18-year-old young man and a 21, 22-year-old man. I mean, you're
Right.
still in the middle of that. Um, and then so the curveball, that's, a
hmm
pitch I've seen many times. Um, Still throwing it a lot or what?
I am. I think it's pretty interesting, like with the usage of the curveball since the sliders came into play. The curveball's usage has gone down a little bit, but I've kind of got a better understanding of how I like really how I want to use it with whether it be early in counts, landing it for a strike, or kind of tunneling it off a fastball later in the count. So just like really just having a better idea how to use that pitch.
Yeah, I mean, and folks, I've seen it from behind the catcher. When Pete was at Rancho, late to the middle of last year, I guess. When did you get promoted? I can't remember now. My
I
brain.
got promoted like last week of July, like right after the All-Star break.
Okay. Oh, because
hmm
that's also when a lot of changes happen, right? You got new
Right,
draftees, they're coming in, and regretfully, you got guys going out also.
right,
Um,
right.
And we're getting close to that time again. The draft's coming up. Gosh darn it, we're already in July. Can you believe it?
Crazy. I can't believe it.
So we'll
Can't
have some
believe it.
new draftees, and for all us content creators, we have it's almost like it's Christmas in July for us. It's called the trade deadline.
Oh
Um,
yeah.
and
Mhm.
you've seen it a couple times, and who knows, you maybe even have seen your name in it. And it's got to be, is there a difference? Is there kind of a different vibe in the clubhouse or with the team or with you? I mean, as you look at that.
I don't think so. Not too much. I mean, we are all on Twitter, so we do see everything. But we nobody really thinks too much of it. Last year we lost Nastrini and Leisure at the deadline. Those are kind of close friends, but it's part of the game. Everybody understands that.
Yeah, and well, I'll say it, but you guys are auditioning for 30 teams, not for one. Uh,
Right.
and yeah, I mean, then the Dodgers are, as you're well aware, are a loaded organization. With it does seem to be with all indicators, and I'm no expert on it. I just read what other smarter people say. Their instruction development is just top of the top. I
Oh
mean.
yeah. No question.
Yeah, and let's see. I just spoke with Jose Rodriguez a couple weeks ago. But who are your pitching coaches again? In it,
Um, Dave Anderson and Richard De Los Santos.
okay, that's right. That's right.
hmm
Maybe I'll remember this time. I hope so. And these I've never met either one of them.
Yeah. No,
I'm used to
they're
Ramon.
both fantastic. Oh
Ramon's been
yeah.
at Rancho forever, so I
Oh
have a
yeah. He's
good
the
relation.
best.
Yeah, he's got a good relationship with him, and it's got to be kind of cool to still have a guy that actually was in, he made it, you
Oh
know.
yeah. No, it's always really cool.
Yeah.
Always really cool for us.
Um, okay, so you got your next start's coming in a few days. Um, and you bridge second half of the season for the minor leagues because the first half is over now for the minor leagues. It's different. There's an all-star break. I guess they don't do all-star games anymore, which kind of stinks.
Yeah. There's no league all-star games or anything anymore.
That's really too bad. Those were fun. Like, yeah, I think the last time they had those was in 2019.
Yeah.
And yeah, kind of because you'd be right on the on that list there of having that opportunity with your numbers. So what are some things you're looking forward to the second half?
I mean, like right now we got some new faces on the team, which is always pretty exciting. I feel like it just kind of just adds energy to the whole team. So, we came a little bit short the first half, but we got a really good group of guys. So, I'm just looking forward to just grinding out the rest of the season, just having fun with those guys, and just trying to continue throwing the ball well and having team success.
Yeah, you guys got was it Garrett McDaniels and
Mm-hmm.
Patrick Copen and,
Hoping,
and
DePaula,
DePaula. Yeah.
hmm a lot of guys, so it's fun.
Yeah. Yeah, and there's a lot of hype around DePaula. Obviously, you're seeing him
hmm
rise on those things, and um, it's just, and it's got to be a weird thing to see all of a sudden. You go from like for you or because Josue didn't he signed at 16, I think.
Right.
But you're coming out of high school where, hey, the local fish wrap is talking about you. You might get a mention in Baseball America. You may make the top X amount of guys in the prospect list, and then all of a sudden, because you're what, third round, second round?
Third round.
Yeah, all
Third
of a sudden,
round. Yep.
boom, you're like, oh, everyone wants to talk to me now. I mean, I
Mm.
still remember. I reached out to
Yeah.
you when I saw you get promoted. It's like, hey, man, I'd like to get to, cover you and all that. When are you gonna pitch and all that type of asking around. It's a big deal, and your name's kind of out there, and you're in those top 30s, top 50s, and all those types of stuff. I mean, do you guys ever watch that stuff actually, or I mean, it's got to be.
Um, you know what? We will sometimes. We definitely will. It's more just like, if you see a teammate like doing well, it's always good to see them getting kind of the notoriety they deserve. So that's kind of always a cool part of it, especially if you think like guy like, you see how hard some guy's been working, and it's like, yeah, like they definitely deserve some of this credit, which is cool to see.
Yeah, a guy like well, Austin Gauthier.
Oh,
I mean,
100%. Yeah.
I met him 2022 spring training. I ain't heard of the guy. And
Yeah.
now he's a
Yeah.
triple A, he's getting in the list. And it's cool to see. I mean, that's part of the part of the job I like is, I'm rooting for y'all. I mean, I can't sit there and go, "Oh, I like this guy better." No, I just want all you guys to do well and have a great career and get paid. That's for sure. And it's because it's a hard battle for you guys. But let's go back a little bit. So let's go back a bit to, you know, um, so you were drafted 2021, correct?
Correct.
That's a good draft. It's a really
Hell of
good.
a draft. Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh
it's like,
yeah.
oh my gosh. And so
hmm
you had to experience as a junior in high school the COVID shutdown and all that.
Right.
Um, how did you how did all you guys keep going in terms of making sure your name is out there, that scouts are still communicating with you and everything like that? I mean, how did that go? I mean, tell us a little bit about that progress from 2020 and 2021 and how that all worked out.
No, that was definitely a really weird time. I kind of consider myself fortunate that wasn't I wasn't a 2020 senior. So I did get some of a senior year, which was definitely beneficial for me. But also being from Baltimore, kind of the Northeast, like we didn't really know how long we would get shut down for. Like we couldn't work, there's no gyms, so we had to find someone at the garage or something that had some weights in there. And it was just a really weird time, and like no one knew the rules. So we just kind of had to kind of keep doing what we were doing and hope this nationwide ban would go away soon.
Yeah, and yeah, not asking you to divulge anything, but I know guys around here were cheating like crazy, and they were bringing hitting coaches into their garage and all that type of stuff. It was going on. I mean, because it's so darn competitive.
Oh
Uh,
yeah.
so tell us about 2021. That's the fun stuff. I mean, that's where you had a commitment to college. You also were high on the draft list and stuff. So tell us a bit about that.
Yeah, so I was committed to Wake Forest. I was committed since I was probably 15 years old. So that was kind of, that was in my plans for a while. And then, I start getting a little bit more draft attention, and it was a big decision. And but at the end of the day, when the Dodgers call you, I just felt super confident with the Dodgers, how they develop. And I felt like for me personally, that was the biggest thing because I needed to develop as a pitcher physically and just as a pitcher, either in college or in pro ball. And I felt like the Dodgers was truly the best option for that.
And I would guess in college, they wouldn't have been limiting you to, 50 pitches. They would have been going, "Hey, we got this guy for 3 years." Because folks, that's the reality.
Hmm.
A,
Right.
you'd be a junior right now, I think, right?
I would be. This would be my draft year. I would be hopefully going to the draft in July here in a couple weeks.
Crazy. Yeah. And
Hmm.
so given that, I mean, you would have been throwing a lot more, your usage would have changed a lot. And it
Right.
versus and people I hear it all the time. Oh, the Dodgers baby their pitchers. Well, there's a good reason for that. But
There is. There is.
look at
Looking
the
back
injured
on
list.
that, yeah, exactly. Yeah,
I mean, that's
for
one of our
sure.
things around here. You can never have enough pitching, and
No, no, definitely not.
with the Dodger organization is filled with a lot of really good right-handed starting pitching.
Oh yeah.
Go
Oh
look
yeah.
at the top 30. I haven't checked in a while, but last time I checked, it was either 12 or 13 of you guys were on there.
Yeah, it's I'm not I don't know the exact number, but it's a lot and there probably should be more. Just
Hmm.
knowing the guys that we have and just seeing all the talent. It's like, man, we're leaving some dudes out.
Oh,
So,
absolutely. Yeah. No, the guy I interviewed, yeah, who, Jose,
oh my gosh, yeah.
Rodriguez, he's blossomed. I mean, and that's what happens with. I mean, I think I remember talking to you about this a couple years ago when I first met you about the draft and I'm guessing if certain organizations drafted you, you would have been a lot more cautious in
Oh,
terms of
100,
who you signed with.
definitely, definitely. Yeah, there was I mean, I definitely sat down with my agent and my family. I mean, agent's a big part of that, but just like really kind of sifting out like what teams are kind of worth going to for the development. Like, and fortunately fell with the Dodgers, and everyone knows how they go about it, and it's just super comfortable going to them.
Who was your scout that was bird dogging you?
It was Murph,
Okay,
Paul Murphy, I believe.
Paul Murphy. Okay,
Hmm.
very cool. Yeah, I'm
And
starting to get to know some of those guys a little bit. There's so many of them though.
yeah, yeah, and so I played on a summer team for the my last 2 years of high school, called Louisiana Knights, and Jack Crescent ran that, and he's a big scout with the Dodgers, so that's kind of I think how I kind of got first eyes on me from the Dodgers.
Oh,
That
cool.
was that was very helpful as well.
It seems that a lot of teams have reduced their scouting, but I think the Dodgers have keep growing their scouting staff, and I think you have to. And well, you go to when you're at spring training. I mean, it's like, is there more staff here than players? It seems like there's a
It
just this
seems like it.
crazy.
It
Yeah.
seems like it. They'll also be about anywhere from two to five scouts or just different staff in and out of the locker room and games like in Great Lakes or whatnot. So we still see him a lot.
Well, that's good. Yeah.
Yeah.
And well, they're because now they're going, okay, well, we know that there's a national holiday, the trade deadline coming up, and
Yep.
and we have the draft, and we got to see where we're gonna because now they're gonna have to place a bunch of guys. I mean, we know, I think, yeah, you didn't go to Rancho till 2022, so you went directly to Arizona when you were drafted, correct?
Right. I was the last person from my draft class to come to Arizona. I came pretty late just because I was still working out some contract negotiations, I guess. So I pitched probably 4 innings in the AZL that year, then just shut it down.
Yeah, well, and that's yeah, and that's so that's in what in Rancho. What usually happens is except for to be honest, except for the high school pitchers,
Hmm.
around late July, early August, all of a sudden, this whole new class comes in. Everyone else gets promoted out, and
Yep.
just it's like, oh wow, this is not the team, not even close to the team that was at the beginning of the season.
No, no, I've stayed through that. Last year I left, but I was there through 21 or 22 when that happened, and it was truly like it was really cool to see because it just brought a whole new energy to the team, and just it's I feel like every time the draft comes, like, oh, got some new friends that I haven't met yet coming, so it's pretty cool.
Yeah, and plus you're gonna start getting the influx of the the from the DSL that goes the that's Dominican Summer League,
Right,
and so you're getting a lot of the Latin players and stuff like that. I mean, jeez.
right, yeah. That's it kind of gets a little it gets busy during the end of July for sure.
I know at Rancho they have a huge list, in the locker room, and it's
Hmm.
everyone that's come through for that year.
Yeah,
Do you guys
yeah.
have that at Great Lakes too?
Um, we don't. We players we keep the name tags, so we kind of have our little own tribute to the guys who got sent up. But other than that, no, we don't have nothing like that.
Yeah. Well, it's gonna be a crazy time coming up for all you guys and exciting, but also, for some of us when we look at you see the transaction, someone's moved on, released or something like that. It's just
Right.
ugh.
Yeah, it's tough.
It's the worst, man.
It is. It is. That's never fun.
All right, let's talk about something fun then. So, all right. So I think I was only at spring training a couple days this year. I think I waved to you maybe. That was about it that but you and I had some good conversations. We were at Rancho and things like that. Um, but what are some, so do you even think about next season yet?
No, no. I'll the closest I'll get to thinking about next season is thinking about where I'm gonna train, where I'm gonna live in the off season to put myself in a good position for next year. But no, I really can't think about next season.
So, it's people who've seen you pitch. You're definitely on the thinner side, especially when you came up. Do you know
Right.
how much muscle you've put on in terms of weight? Because you do look.
Um, I know since I've got drafted, I know that I put on 30 pounds since I've got drafted. So I put on a lot. I was really skinny when I got drafted, and I'm
Yeah.
still skinny now, but it's been good.
No, being skinny is a gift, man. Enjoy it. I know you're probably going, shut up. I want to put more weight on.
It's a
Okay.
battle, but yeah.
Okay, so because I'm jealous because I don't get to I have to keep trying to lose weight. Um, what do you get to eat? What like tell us a little bit about your diet to go because I know you're not doing 2,000 calories.
Can't no. Yeah, so it really depends on like what time of the year it is. So like right now we have chefs who are awesome for us. We got two who travel everywhere with us. So they'll help out with the weight gain guys. They'll make the meals every day, but they'll also make shakes for the guys who need to put on weight, and they'll give us an extra meal, like an extra dinner for we can take home, and I'll eat it later at night, and can't sleep or after a game. So they help out. They help out big time.
That's a that's change. I mean, that's a big change, and I'm guessing do all organizations do that, or is this more of a Dodger thing?
No, I've some of them do, but there's been a lot of guys, of different teams that we play that come up to us and be like, "Hey, man, like you guys got chefs that travel everywhere with you." I'm like, "Yeah, it's we get treated very well, so that's nice."
That's a great thing, and of course, people have heard about the minor league pay, and we all know about that, and we all know that now you guys get housing. Which
Hmm.
when did that start? Was that in 2023?
No, so I like to say I literally came into pro ball at the perfect time because I think it started in 2021 when I got drafted.
Okay.
So I haven't experienced I never got to I got spoiled as soon as I came in, so it's nice.
Yeah, there's stories of Caleb Ferguson sleeping in a closet, Walker Buehler
Hmm.
sleeping on a couch. I mean, just
Oh yeah,
six guys in these places and stuff like that. Just not very efficient and good for these guys that they're investing obviously a lot of time and money into you guys. Um,
right.
what of the things that the chef makes you? What is there something really good that you go, oh man, I hope they make that for me? I love food. So.
Um, so I think yesterday we had a great we I had a great two dinners. So we got pasta meat sauce for dinner. Then I got a chicken pot pie that I could take home, so I ate later. So that was pretty top notch yesterday.
I'm jealous.
Yeah.
I love all that stuff, man. But
Hmm.
yeah, it's a tough. The struggle's real. Fortunately for you, you just keep on work. Keep doing that. And how much do you do during this season versus during the season? How much on the what type of weight work are you doing still, or do you do any during the season?
Yeah, so especially this year, I've kind of had more focus, a bigger focus on like lifting in season, which is still not a whole lot. So I'll do upper body lift after I throw a bullpen every week. And then I'll go a lower body lift after the day after a start. So I'll get one lower body, one upper body in every week, and then probably a circuit or two, like just to keep some strength in between those.
Yeah, versus the off season, which I'm sure you're. How many days do you do legs versus the upper body during the off season?
Um, I'll probably go two legs at least twice a week, two, three times a week in the off season. So it's a lot more heavy in the off season. I'll probably be lifting at least five, minimum 5 times a week in the off season.
Oh wow. Okay. Shoot. I should be doing that. Um, yeah, so you're in Great Lakes, which is in Michigan, folks, for y'all. How is the weather out there these days?
It's beautiful right now. We got past the first couple months. I think I only got one start where it was snowing, so that wasn't too bad. But it's right now, July in Michigan is beautiful, I will say. Can't beat this weather right now. It's 75 and sunny, so it's been nice.
Yeah, I think Rancho, well, you know how it gets up in Rancho. We're approaching that right now.
Oh yeah.
It's getting rough. It's like,
Hmm.
I don't know how professional it is for me to wear shorts, but I'm wearing shorts.
Got to. You
It's
got to, yeah.
it's smoke. I'm hoping to go out there tomorrow night. We'll see.
Oh, nice.
Again, just all sorts of talent that is part of this change. Is like, oh, all these new faces, and oh my gosh, it's
Oh
like,
yeah. Yeah. It's a never ending cycle.
yeah. So during the off season, let's talk about the off season a little bit. Do you expect that you'll be in Arizona this year?
In the off season?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I probably spent at least a month and a half last year in Arizona in the off season. I think kind of as I get older, the need to be back home in Baltimore is less and less. So, and it's more just like where am I going to get the best work in? And for me, I think that's probably Arizona. Got the whole staff surrounding you, and it's a good environment there. So I enjoy it.
Yeah. Now the hard hitting questions are coming. So Arizona, when you're in Arizona, there are two different places that people will talk about. Some will say In and Out Burger. Some will say
Hmm.
What a Burger. Now, if you're allowed to eat it, of course.
I
What's your
think I'm allowed
choice?
to eat. Yeah, yeah. This gets a lot of people mad, but I like Whataburger, honestly.
I,
I know it makes the West Coasters mad a lot of the time, but I don't. I like it. I like it.
I'll give Whataburger credit in that their fries are definitely better. Milkshakes are better. The other way, the burger, Hey, everyone to each his own, man. And when you're out there, what is your favorite place to go eat?
Um, so my place this spring training was Cop. Kava. It's kind of like a newer. It's kind of like Chipotle, but I think it's Mediterranean. So
Oh,
it's kind of got everything I need, like calorie wise, health wise. It feels like a little bit cleaner Chipotle type. But yeah, I think me and Maddox Bruns lived in together in spring training, and I think we probably went there 4 times a week at least.
awesome. I'm gonna have to try
So
that next year then. Um,
yeah,
yeah, that's right. You and Maddox were room guys last year, right?
we were. Yeah, we've lived together the past 3 years since we got drafted.
Yeah, you guys were in the same draft. That's right.
Hmm.
It's amazing, you guys. It's like, wait, everything's going so fast now. It's like you guys
Oh,
are going
I
up right
know.
behind me, man.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
insane. Well, we really appreciate you spending some time with us. I know some of the questions got a little off the rails, but that's how I kind of roll.
No worries. It's fun.
And so for the Dodger fans out there, keep your eyes on Peter Heubeck. Um, he's coming. He's coming. There's a lot of clutter in all this stuff, but he's one of those guys just to keep an eye on. Real quick, can you share any of what's your latest velocities on some of these pitches, or are you allowed to share that?
Yeah, yeah. So my curveball kind of stays. I've been kind of making it, trying to get that above 80. That's kind of been my goal, like 80, around 80, which has been right there, which has been good. Fastball has ticked up a little bit. I think I've been averaging around 94, so I've been getting up to like 96 most games,
Yeah.
which has been definitely good and holding that. And then the slider, biggest thing with the slider is it's been like 84 to 87 around, so I'm just trying to get that above 85. So
Mm.
hopefully closer to 80, just like as hard, literally just throw it as hard as I can, which
Yeah.
is the goal for that pitch. So
Well, cool. Yeah,
yeah,
because just keep an eye on him. There's and keep an eye on that curveball, folks. It's a fun pitch to watch. Despite he's going to use it a little less than he used to, but that's part of the pitch mix and adding all these different pitches. He's talented as he is now. He's also he has a great development staff with him, and just keep your eye on him, watch him. The real good dude. I hung out with him in person, all that stuff. So we're fans of we're on the Peter Heubeck bandwagon for sure, and we wish you the best. You got any last things for the crowd out here that hopefully will be watching?
I don't know. No, I'm just excited to keep going. Hopefully finish this year strong and just keep it rolling, keep that momentum. Hopefully keep this momentum I got continuing this year and next year, and see where it goes.
Right on. And then well, we thank you very much for being on here. I've wanted to connect with you for so long and it just never, I mean, in terms of doing this, never
Yeah.
happened. I don't know why.
No.
I,
There you go. Now we got it.
I know it's like it was the same thing with Jose. It's like, so you guys got to go to
Mhm.
Great Lakes for me to talk to you, I guess. I don't know, for me to we work it in. But and I appreciate you. Thank you very much, Pete. And we'll watch him on the TV, and when he's in spring training next year, go say hi to him. He's a really good dude. Thanks a lot, Pete.
Yeah, thank you very much. Appreciate it.
And I end it like that. Cool, man.
Sweet. Yeah, thanks. Yeah, this is fun.
I appreciate